Hi there, welcome back to It's Only Paper. I'm Lisa and today we're going to be doing a flip through of one of my old scrapbooks, USA 2014. I really enjoy doing this. It's lovely looking back over old scrapbook pages. I find it really inspiring and it always gives me new ideas. And I'll talk a little bit about the pages each time. Even if you're a journaler, I still think you can be inspired by scrapbooking and the other way around as well, because at the end of the day you're still doing very similar techniques and you can use it on either journal pages or scrapbook pages. So I really hope you enjoy this today. So I think they're in some kind of order but not in a particular order. I do find it a little bit tricky sometimes doing this with the plastic pages. So I'm wondering actually, I can't remember how I did it last time. Let's take these out. I think that might be better. But these are 12 by 12s in an American crafts D-ring. That's going to be better, isn't it? And this was counting down to our trip. We'd been counting down from 500 days and something, years of planning, and just before we were about to head off. Lots of clusters here, which I really like doing, and a few little bits of stitching there as well. And like I said, the trip was 2014, so I would have been making this 2014, 15, and no doubt 16 as well. The next page was our very first lift selfie. 2014, we started lift selfies in our family. Just about to check in at Twilight check-in. I've got some stenciling here. Sorry, I've got the light there. And we've got some stamping. I do love that stamp set. That's another thing I find actually when I'm going through old scrapbook albums or old journals. It reminds me of what stash I've got. This was actually on a scrapbooking 12 by 12 paper and I've cut that down at the bottom. The next one is a very simple one. It's the breakfast the next morning in the Premier Inn, and I've just added a little bit of detail by stitching around there. As you can see, I did the detail before the work and then did the stitching afterwards, and I've added some little stitch journal lines as well. I really like how that went. We've then got a very, very busy page, airport shenanigans, all the things going on. It's just so exciting, from Aid accidentally going in the ladies' bathroom, waiting for our gate to be called. And then we've got waiting for the little monorail. What's it called, the one in Orlando? I can't think. They don't call it a monorail, I don't think. And Orlando Airport, and picking up the car as well. And I've actually done my journaling. I've printed it onto A4 paper there, and I've cut it into little strips. That's something I've been doing for years. When I think this is, what, 8 years ago, and I was doing it then, and it's something I still enjoy doing now. On the next page, we've got some plain photos here. Always fun. And again, I've done the sewing around the outside. I've also got one of my favourite stencils here as well, and I've just used texture paste and a fair bit of layering and some stamps too. This may be 8 years ago, but I remember this particular sunset so well. We picked up the car, we were driving to our resort, and the sunset was beautiful. And I remember taking this, and it's printed these with no filter at all. They're just beautiful. I've done something really quirky here. I have done the whole alphabet around the outside. Where have I started? Down here. A, and I've done, using little letters, A for airboats, B for Bahama Bay, that's the resort we stayed at, C for Cheesecake Factory, D for Disney, E for Epcot, F for Friends, and I've gone around doing the whole alphabet, and I think that's really, really cute. And on the back here, I've actually used a whole sticker sheet of alphabets. It might seem like a little bit of a waste, but I think that's really cool, and that's my Florida A to Z, or A to Z if you are American. Next we've got, that used to be the view from our balcony. We used to stay there every time. We loved this resort, this apartment, this condo so much, until we went back. We took I think a 3-year gap one year, went back, and all the trees had completely grown up and there was no view at all, and we had to have the light on in our condo all the time because it was so dark. We were so gutted because that sunrise was the best thing every single day. We loved it. Loved it so much so. There's another photo or another layout about it. You can see the sunset there. And I've done about, and then we've got also the hot air balloons going past. Nothing we love more than to lay in bed and watch the sunrise when in Orlando. I've got a glassine bag there behind it. And I've got some stickers here. I don't want to come back down from this cloud, and I've got the clouds there. I'm really pleased with this, and we've got some little enamel dots there around. I wanted to give you a closer look of this one. This one is so cool. We've got some misted hearts in the background. I've got a glassine bag there behind the tag. The tag is stitched. I did actually buy it like that already with stitches with the hello. I've continued the stitching around again. And I've also done the stitching arrow to the condo where we were starting. Got some acrylic clouds and a house. And I just think that looks super, super cute. And we've got some texture paste mixed in with some paint here along the bottom too. And a little flare. I love this page. Now this next one is a special one. I actually printed my photo off completely the full width of the 12 by 12. I used to have an A3 printer. I still have it, I just don't use it anymore. It's up in my husband's office. But I think that looks so cool. Sometimes you just need the photo to be the full focus of the page. I've got my titling there. I've done some strip bits of cardstock, and I just think that looks so beautiful. Sometimes a photo is so amazing you don't need much else on a page. I love looking through these old scrapbooks. This is Main Street, lovely and quiet, so I've journaled about that. 8 AM it says. I had some white stickers here. I didn't have the colour I wanted. I wanted green to match, so I actually coloured them in with a colouring pen. As we got in so nice and early, it was the perfect time to have a photo in front of the castle with no one else around. Got some misting, some stamping, little bit of washi tape there as well, and again sewing all the way around in a circle, and my usual kind of journal strips there as well. I wanted to document this special breakfast. This was a Disney dining reservation in Crystal Palace, first breakfast of the trip. Love that place, and we had the view of the castle from our table. It was the perfect start to the trip. As you've probably seen, colour is very, very important to me when I create. I love these photos of Louis taking his selfies. Selfies were quite a new thing back then as well in 2014. Wasn't so commonly done, but it was so cute, and I've captured him taking the selfies and the actual selfie as well. I really love that. Something else I used to do a lot as well is leave a border around the outside. So do work on the white, mostly on the white, and then have the colour behind, which I really love. I think it looks really, really eye-catching. And then this one, still part of the breakfast, Ada and I with Eeyore. And I wanted to do a decent amount of journaling, so I've actually printed it all off on the side there. Sometimes I find that even with smaller writing, I don't quite have enough space. So I've printed it off and reduced the size, and it worked really, really well. Next one, we've gone, my camera's gone really bright. Next one, we've got Holly in, at the window of where we were sitting with the castle in the background, and I've actually created a little bit of a mosaic with different tags and journaling and bits and pieces. I think that looks really cute, making like a little collage with it all. This one, stopping for Dole Whips. And then this one here, this must have been using one of the first Say Cheese collections, I'm thinking, from Simple Stories. We have a Splash Mountain page. Nothing too much to say about this one. I like having the 3 photos. You'll see that I do that quite often as well. And this one is super, super simple but really effective. I've got the patterned paper here. I've got a thin, long photo, and I've used a week stamp. The stamps were all individual, and using the red, I've stamped them all the way around. I think that looks really, really cool. You don't always have to fill a page. Sometimes you can just focus on one small area, and I think that looks really effective. I love this page of the four of us. It makes me so happy. We were just about to attend a friend's wedding. We popped into Animal Kingdom for the morning, had breakfast, popped in here, and then we went off to the wedding. It was just such a fun morning. Really, really enjoyed that. This one here, we had some Coke floats just before we went out, or like iced slushy Cokes, fizzy drinks. I've layered up loads of card here, gessoed over the top, added some mist, and then I've used a stencil and some texture paste as well, and a little bit of glitter. Lots going on there. This one is really fun. We were staying in Animal Kingdom. We just had the one night. I love all the colour. I've used one of my favourite Vine stencils there as well. And this is actually using one of my early Lollipop Box Club kits. One of my very, very early ones. I love this one as well. This is from the Safari. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 photos, and they're decent size photos as well. It's not like they're tiny, but it just goes to show how you can have loads on a page and still have a design. I'm really pleased with how the elements are around the outside. You've got some washi strips there. We've got a stencil. We've got some splashes. We've got the journaling down here with stitched lines as well. And on that side, lots going on, but I don't think it looks too cluttered. I do feel having the white space around the outside really, really helps though. This is one of my favourite stories. It still makes me laugh now. I'm going to take this out actually. I have just noticed on the side all these tabs. Doesn't that look cool? It's funny, like I said, going back and looking at things. I love that. That's so cool. So this is the story. We were on the safari and I sent my sister that photo just saying, look, there's no zoom. That's how close those rhinos are. And she sent one back. We were on WhatsApp saying, Aid looks great. Has he lost weight? She's so cheeky. I love that one. And I love all the the finger painting done on this as well. I think it's really cool. You have to have a ride photo in an album like this. So there is one of the ride photos, and I've included a binder clip at the top, and I've stitched around including the clip there in it as well. Oh, this was one of our favourite rides and it's now completely gone. We loved this one. It was so much fun. We really liked Dino Land. Lots of happy memories there. I must have really liked this photo. I've just seen that I've actually scrapbooked it twice. Nice lot of, we've got a mixture of wording, pattern paper, washi, stickers, some wooden words as well, all kinds going on there. I think that looks really cool. And again, you've got the border around the outside, stamping, stenciling, splashes of ink, all kinds going on. This is a really fun one. We've got a family photo here, and I've actually sewn in a circle around on the photo just to draw in the eye. I've added some paint over the top of the pattern paper here, and there was a paper with some arrows on, and I've cut some out using 3D foam dots just to give them a little bit of height. This is Holly and I at the wedding. This is actually in the bathroom at the wedding pavilion there, and just getting ready. And I like this one with all the bits and pieces, us in our dresses. It's really pretty. Got a couple of bathroom selfies here, very busy page, lots going on, the same kind of thing. Washi, we've got stamping and splashes of ink and all kinds. Louis loving a Ponderosa buffet. And I have got some wording here. I have stuck down these alphas. They weren't stickers, they were actually just loose card stickers. And I've stuck them down and then added some hand stitching over the top. Just realised as well, I've woven some of this, some yellow thread over there as well. I think that looks really cool. And a one single red stitch there. I made a page called Sharesies, sharing carrot cake cookies in Hollywood Studios. They were so good. This is still a highlighted moment for me. The kids meeting Phineas and Ferb. They had so much fun. We've always said the older they get, the more fun and better interactions they've had with characters. That was such a fun one. And I love with the Disney photos, the majority of the time, how bright they are. They add so much colour to a page. I've done the same again. I've taken actually one of the photos here, I've enlarged it and popped it on this side because I love it so much. There's no harm in actually scrapbooking or journaling using the same photo again if you like it. It's your scrapbook, it's your journal. You do things how you want to do them. This one here is another favourite of mine. I love this. We've got loads going on underneath. I've then popped some vellum over the top with my favourite sunburst stencil using paint and texture paste. We've got the 3 photos again, and I've popped some tags behind and just loosely added this ribbon, which I think looks really, really cool. I love this page. It's one of my all-time favourites. We've got a ride page here, just taking photos of lots of rides. Another favourite of mine, again using the 3 photos. This time I've made mini bunting out of some teeny vellum hearts, and can you just about see that? Some fine silver thread. I've added the thread at the top there as well. I think that looks so, so cute, and I've just done a little bit of journaling along the top and bottom there. I love that one. Another fun one, but also quite simple. Couple of postcards that I've journaled on, layered up, added a photo, bit of paint, and some bits and pieces around the outside. Another page where I've added all the detail over to the right-hand side. Photo, again, is the main focus. What I've done here, I've taken the alphabet stickers, which are actually behind that whole background, is all from those super cute alphabet stickers, but you can't actually see the ones I've removed because they've got bits hiding. I think that looks really cool, and there's a vellum ampersand there as well. I don't know if you can just about see that. I think that page is really cool. I like that one a lot, and it was still called Downtown Disney then as well. I just realised. This was back when Disney Quest was open. We went there for the first time and had such a fun afternoon. I've done some loose watercolour pencil. I drew around a plate, and then I added some water for that effect. I've let it drip as well, and I've used my alphabet stickers around the outside for my title and popped the wording in the middle, the journaling. I love that one. I have to confess, this isn't one of my favourites, but it's still fun. Kids dressed up as bananas in Target, of course. And this was a stamp which I have stamped over and over again in lots and lots of different colours. A funky bright one, that one. This one was a day trip to St Augustine. I've used another glassine envelope, and I've actually popped our little train tickets in there, and there's the picture of the train. It's always fun to be able to add memorabilia like that. To highlight my title, I've actually used some red paint there, watered down acrylic red paint, and my alphabet stickers as well. Mini road trip. Bit more of a plain one here. Louis and his Auntie Anne's pretzels. Another one here that's really not one of my favourites, but it's always good to try different styles. I liked the idea of the darker background with the white pencil and then the bright colours, but I have to say I think I prefer the lighter, brighter colours than the darker. But like I said, it's always good to try different things. I was trying something different on this one as well. I had almost like a stencil. It's actually more of a die cut paper, which was You Make Me Happy. So I used this on here and just very, very lightly painted over it, drew around the outside, and I've sewn around the whole outside of that page as well. And I've got a great big photo there of the castle. More of a simple one here, Louis and our coffee breaks in Disney. We've got Starbucks, milkshake, and some cupcakes. And I've actually used a coffee cup here, dipped in some very strong instant coffee that I've made in a saucer to pop on my page. This is one of those spots where the kids have always had their photos taken since our first trip when they were 5 and 7. However, this year, Holly decided she was too old to have her photo taken there. Had a bit of a gap. I think the time after, neither of them did. I think just Ada and I did. And then we got back to them both wanting to do it again as they got a bit older. This was the trip that I got to meet my friend Marty. She lives in Tampa, and we were fortunate enough, as she was an annual pass holder, that they were able to come and meet us in Epcot. We had such a fun time meeting up with them. Back to the 3 photos again. Holly with her drink and her red tongue in Japan. I've cut some very, very fine strips of pattern paper here and popped them underneath. Nice little bit of added texture to the page. We've got some ribbon, some bunting. We've got all sorts going on here. and all little strips underneath, which I think looks really pretty, and I love those colours. And we've got some stamped clouds as well. I love layouts like this. They make me so happy. Such an amazing paper collection. Really bright colours. To mute it down slightly, I've added some vellum there, and I've added the title sitting on the top. I've just used pencil, colouring pencil for the journaling lines, and we've got the sunshine strips at the bottom. I think that stands out so well. Another one that's not really my favourite. It's okay. Got some fabric behind the back here, the storyteller. It's funny, as he still tells stories now. He's wanting to write for a living. It's quite interesting. Lots of twine. I've got a pin there to stick through as well. This is another one of those that I love. It's interesting when you do go back over your work and you tend to find that the layouts or the pages you love the most, to see the common denominator with them. For me, it's the ones with the whiter backgrounds and the bright colours, and they always tend to have 3 photos and texture. I've got sewing here again for the lines, the journaling lines. I think that looks really cool, and I love the strips again, and I've used those same stamps that I did at the start of the scrapbook. Got one in Typhoon Lagoon here. Lots of colours, lots of splashes, bit of stamping as well. Nearly done. We've got a bit of a mosaic here using different patterned papers and some stenciling with chalks around the outside, and then a few bits and pieces for interest. We've got some clips and some pegs. Even got the little ice cream scoop there that I kept from the bucket of ice cream. I thought that was fun to add. And this is the last one that I've journaled of the trip, Holly and I. A nice girly one, that one. So that's the end, looking through my scrapbook. I hope you've enjoyed this. I hope you feel inspired. I hope it's given you some ideas. Let me know if anything really stands out to you, or if there's a technique or something that you've seen that you fancy trying. And I really encourage you to have a look back over your old work as well, your own old work, and see if you feel inspired, if you can actually see what it is about your favourite pages that you've created, and it might inspire you with some future pages as well. I think it's really good to look back over your old work. But thank you very much. I hope you've enjoyed today. Let me know if you have, and I look forward to catching up with you in the next video. Take care. Bye.